My great-grandfather, Ivan Kuzmin, was born on January 25th, 1904. He was born in the small village not far from the city of Ulyanovsk. Growing up, Ivan, or how his loved ones would call him, Vanya, had a big family. It consisted of his mom, his dad, him, 2 sisters, and 2 more brothers. Later on, my great-grandfather worked as an accountant on a collective farm. He was a very educated man, which was not very common in those days. There, he also met his future wife and the love of his life, Praskovya Krasnyonkova, who was 3 years older than him. Together, they had 10 children, 5 girls and 5 boys, 4 of which were 2 sets of twins. They loved each other very much and were a very happy family who lived peacefully together in their village until June 22nd, 1941, when everything changed.
Внимание, говорит Москва. Сегодня в 4 часа утра, без всякого объявления войны, германские вооруженные силы атаковали границы Советского Союза. Началась Великая Отечественная война советского народа против немецко-фашистских захватчиков. Наше дело правое, враг будет разбит, победа будет за нами.
In September 1941, my great-grandfather was drafted into the army. This picture was taken right before he was leaving for the war to fight for his beloved country. You can see the horror and fear in his wife's and daughter's eyes. This brave young man, who was only 37 years old, was leaving behind his 8 children and a wife who was pregnant with his 2 youngest boys. He served in the infantry and was a sapper, a soldier who performed a variety of military engineering duties such as demolitions, laying and clearing minefields, and preparing field defenses.
Темная ночь, только пули свистят.
Ivan Kuzmin participated in the Second Battle of Kharkov in 1942, which was a special operation to liberate the city from German invaders. In April 1942, fierce defensive battles took place on the southwestern front. In one of these battles, on April 10th, my great-grandfather was shot and seriously injured. Unfortunately, a little later he died, without regaining his consciousness.
Глубину твоих ласковых глаз, как я хочу к ним прижаться сейчас губами. Темная ночь разделяет.
Не поют, деревья не растут, и только мы к плечу плечо врастаем в землю ту. Горит и кружится планета над нашей родиною дым, и значит, нам нужна одна победа. Одна на всех мы за ценой не постоим. Одна на всех мы за ценой не постоим. Нас ждет огонь смертельный, и все.
Войска Первого Белорусского фронта после упорных уличных боев завершили разгром немецких войск, полностью овладели столицей Германии, городом Берлином.
Былых времен не осталось порой имен. Те, кто приняли смертный бой, стали просто землей и травой. Только грозная доблесть их поселилась в сердцах живых. Этот вечный огонь нам завещанный одним, мы в груди храним. Погляди на моих бойцов, целый свет помнит их в лицо. Вот застыл батальон в строю, снова старых друзей узнаю.
Following the end of the war, my great-grandmother, Praskovia, took the kids and moved to another city, Orel, which if translated literally means eagle in Russian. Losing her husband and becoming a widow at only 41 years old was not the only tragedy in her life. My great-grandmother's two sets of twins also died at a very young age. Two of them from an illness and the other two of hunger. Leaving out of 5 sons, only one, my grandfather. Not only did my grandfather resemble his dad so much, but he also had the same name, Ivan. Him and my grandmother, Tamara, would then give birth to 2 daughters. One of which was my mom. And then my mom met my dad. Shortly after, they realized that they were meant for each other and got married. And that's how my sister and I came into this world. My sister now is a mom herself of 3 beautiful children. And from here on, a story of new generation begins. I wish I could go back in time to meet my great-grandfather. My mom, along with her cousins, just like all of us, thought that they have all the time in the world to ask their grandmother these questions. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about my great-grandfather. I wish I could know more. But one thing I know for sure, Being the sole breadwinner of a large family of 10 children, he went to the war to protect them from the Nazis, to protect his homeland in which his children and he lived in. The concept of family, children, and homeland was inseparable for this Red Army soldier. He loved it all equally and was a patriot of his country. To protect his family, without any hesitation, he was ready to give up the most precious thing in life, his own life. If it wasn't for the choices he made, his bravery, and his courage, I wouldn't be where I am today. And for that, I'm forever grateful.